We saw a similar situation recently with the F-1 champion, Nico Rosberg. He also unexpectedly retired. Is there anything that we can go on based on what Rosberg's decision was to Carl Edwards and his decision?
I think that's a very strange coincidence to have that a driver win the championship and then abruptly leave, and then another driver almost win the championship and abruptly leave. Both of them are superstars, and I think maybe it is part of a new trend. Dale Jr. commented on this yesterday on Twitter. Maybe because drivers they're coming into NASCAR and other forms of racing much earlier than they used to be, about 10 years earlier. Instead of their late 20s, they're in their late teens. And maybe just as a reverse an effect of that, they're leaving earlier. And maybe that was it with Carl Edwards. Maybe he came here, like I said, 12 years ago, and he just decided, okay, I've left my mark. It's time to go. And if you look, this isn't as nearly high profile as Rosberg and Edwards, but Brian Scott, he was 28 years old and he retired at the end of last year to spend more time with his family. And that's really young. That's almost 10 years younger than Carl Edwards.
Well, that's the thing, Nick. If you would have told me, and if the news had broke that Dale Jr. was calling it a career, I would have thought, oh, wow, maybe the concussions are just so severe, and maybe it's a good thing for him. And it wouldn't have been quite the shock that this is. I mean, he's 37 years old, and he's, what, maybe you want to go across the board in all of sports and talk about the best athletes in terms of physique and shape. And my gosh, Carl Edwards is right up there.
Oh yeah, he's right up there with Jimmy Johnson. I think him and Jimmy Johnson are matched as probably the most athletic drivers in NASCAR, which I think plays into why he was such a good racer. He really did great in endurance races. He won the longest race last year, also won the Southern 500. So this is really a big loss for NASCAR in terms of talent. I'm sure his legion of fans are just absolutely shocked right now.